Hello and welcome to Reviews with Love. So we will be starting today with the Hallmark movie Coyote Creek Christmas. This one has Chanel Parrish, who plays Paige, and Ryan Peavy, who plays Dylan. So in this movie, Paige happens to be an event planner who lives in Denver, Colorado, and will be spending Christmas holiday with her parents, who own an inn. It's called Coyote Creek Inn. So she's talking to her parents on the phone, and she's like, oh great, I've got some great ideas for the Christmas party that they have every year at the inn, sort of like tradition. But her parents are like, oh wow, we totally forgot, we were preoccupied. We weren't thinking about having a Christmas party this year. It's a lot of work. We've got a lot of stuff on our hands. And she's just like, what? No Christmas party? We've got to have a Christmas party. That's like my favorite thing, coming home. So she's like, you know what? I'll take it on this year. It'll be my full responsibility. I really want the opportunity to see what I can do with it. I will take everything on. I'll plan the whole thing. She's really excited about it. So her parents give in and say, all right, are you sure that's something you want to do? And she's like, yes, it's absolutely something I want to do. I'm an event planner. Of course I want to do this, especially for something I truly love. So she shows up in Coyote Creek back home. She loves it there. It's very warm, welcoming. She just loves the whole environment of the place and loves being with her family. So she starts planning, and then in comes Dylan speaking to her parents. She's not aware of Dylan just yet, but Dylan comes and he's talking to the parents like, oh yeah, I'm so and so from this company. Dylan happens to own I think it's a financial firm or some sort of thing with his brother. They're sort of like the middleman in sales of like property and stuff. So they handle all the financials, the adjustments, and just checking out the property to make sure all is well with the sale of it. Because it turns out her parents, Paige's parents, are planning on selling the inn to a different person, and they hadn't let her know, so they let Dylan know, oh my gosh, we weren't expecting you, we thought you were coming after the holidays. Well, it turns out our daughter is coming for the holidays, and she's just really excited about Christmas and everything, so we don't want this to ruin that for her. So please, if you can, do everything on the down low. Don't make it obvious what you're doing here. She's not aware that we're selling the place. And he was like, oh, okay, all right. Dylan has a son that he brought along with him for this holiday. They usually go take trips during the holidays, like different places, because when the son Noah was about 4 years old, his mom, Dylan's wife, decided she no longer wanted that life that she was living, and she just up and left. There's a bit of a theme going on here in this Hallmark movies. Just not all of them, but kind of. Like where someone is just up and left their loved ones. But yeah, so she leaves, obviously. They're heartbroken and all that stuff. So Dylan tries to kind of cover that wound up, really more so for himself, because Noah was pretty young when all that happened. But still, it's an adjustment to not have the other part of that, that made you. So so that's Noah, Dylan's son, and he's just excited. He's like, oh my gosh, I love this place. It's such a lovely place. It's so Christmassy. I love it here, Dad. And so Dylan agrees to it. They end up meeting, Dylan and Noah end up bumping into Paige, and Dylan picks up quite quickly that, oh, this is the daughter that they don't want. They want to make sure I don't say anything to her about the sale of the inn. So they're like, all right, okay. The son really takes to Paige and is just like, oh, let's hang out, let's do this. I want to join. Can I be a part of this? So Paige is doing all this planning for this Christmas party, and Dylan and Noah join in, and it's like, well, we'd love to help however we can. Dylan is usually very closed off. I will say in the beginning of this, Dylan seems very, like, just really closed off in a way that is just, I was like, where's your life, man? Like, it was just like, I need a little more personality here. I need a little more life coming here. So, which is very different, like, the somewhat dull in the beginning, but then it picks up. He starts being charming and having far more of a personality. I was like, this is a bit unusual because I'm so used to him being a little bit more lively, but there wasn't much life going on. But I suppose it's understandable. He's heartbroken by what his wife did, Noah's mom, and he's afraid to open up again. So he's just all about work and all this stuff and providing for Noah. So I suppose that's what the character is supposed to be like in the beginning. But he does pick it up. He's charming and all that stuff later. Pretty much, Paige ends up, after, all this planning and everything, by accident, Paige ends up finding out that her parents are trying to sell the inn. Because prior to that, she actually wanted to take it on. She wanted to take over. She's like, I really do. I'm much happier here. Yes, I'm an event planner over there, but, it doesn't bring me the same type of joy as just planning this Christmas party has. So I would really like to take it on. This inn has been in their family for generations. And, yeah, so it turns out the people trying to buy the inn would actually like to turn into some luxury resort, which would totally kill the ambience and the joy of what that place actually brings to people. People feel so much at home anytime they come there. It's tradition for them at that point. So yeah, but at the end of the day, turns out well. Some tricky parts here and there, but yeah, it does turn out well. So my opinion is, I did like this one as well. At first, I was a bit taken aback by Dylan, Ryan Peavy, because I'm so used to him being a bit more lively. So I was just like, what is going on? Like, he's so down, and I wasn't quite used to that. So it kind of threw me off a bit, but yeah, I was okay with it. The blow up in this one wasn't too bad. I mean, she found out because she more so blamed Dylan, even though respectfully, Dylan was just doing, once again, what her parents had asked him to do. It's not like he knew her at the time, and in some ways it wasn't his place to let her know, hey, your parents are trying to sell this place. But he did ask for them to be honest with her, and they tried, but they didn't try hard enough to tell her. But she ends up really being upset with him for not letting her know the truth. And she's like, you should have let me know and all this stuff. And he really tries to make it up to her. So it wasn't really a bad blow up or anything. It was perfectly understandable. Yeah, so I liked it. The Noah kid was cute. He's just so like vibrant. The children and all this have been adorable, so that's good. Their acting hasn't been like super weird or anything like that. With some kids, it's just like they're like one-liners, like just it's just so weird. But theirs have been quite natural and not too crazy, not too strange weird. But all in all, I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. Their chemistry I'd say their chemistry was good. Yeah, I liked it a bit more, but for the most part, it was good. Anytime they were doing anything fun, I suppose it did. Yeah, it was pretty good. So that is. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was that really stood out to me. No, nothing really. I mean, they still end up selling the place, but for the most part, it all turns out for good. So yeah, that is Coyote Creek Christmas, once again at Hallmark, and got Janelle Parrish and Ryan Peavy. Do check it out for yourself. Let me know your opinions about it. Do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can continue to get updates. And thank you again for listening. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. God bless. Bye.